Yo, what up guys? I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is the Li-Ning Wow 8. So this is Dwayne Wade's 8th signature shoe with Li-Ning, and this is called the Way of Wade. That's why we call it Wow 8. Li-Ning is a Chinese company, but they're trying to break into the US market. This shoe is going for $225. Very expensive in the US. But if you're in China, this shoe is actually like $160, $170. The reason why it's so expensive in the US is because of import taxes. So it's very unfortunate because I mean, like, even still in China, $170 is still a premium price, but then it's way better than $225, right? So there are a few ways to get this if you're in the US. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started off right away with the traction. So in this actual colorway, we have a translucent outsole. It's very blue. It was very blue, but now it's very yellowed. And that's one reason I don't like translucent outsoles. Another reason is translucent outsoles usually, most of the time, pick up a little bit more dust than their solid rubber counterparts. So how does a Wow 8 perform on a clean court? It performs incredibly well. It has a very hard stop, and it has a pretty nice squeak as well. So if you're playing on a clean court, you have no need to worry, but like, most shoes are very nice on a clean court. The problem is on a dusty court, and a lot of people are playing on dusty courts. People who just work out at the gym, usually don't play on clean courts. And the Wow 8 doesn't really perform that well on dust. Like, it picks up dust pretty quickly, and it's not super easy to wipe either. It's not that's it, you're good to go, and you have a few good stops. You kind of have to wipe a few times, and then it picks up dust pretty quickly after that, maybe after like 1 or 2 plays. And also, if you let too much dust build up on this, it tends to slide out a little bit, and it felt a little dangerous. I had to constantly wipe, and I kind of had that in the back of my mind, like, I gotta wipe, it's kind of dangerous. So if you're playing on the dusty court, just be careful. Again, if you're wiping a lot and you're wiping constantly, then you'll be okay. Obviously, durability-wise, this outsole is going to be okay for outdoor use. They have very durable rubber, and I'm pretty sure in their specs, they said it's 30% more durable than traditional rubber and stuff like that. And the rubber is very hard, it has very thick and deep grooves. So outdoor use should be good, and I really don't have any frame. If you're worried about durability, you should be fine with this. So traction is incredible, just watch out if you're playing on dust. Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition. It was pretty damn smooth for me. You have a very curved shape here in the heel as well as in the forefoot. So that feels pretty damn smooth. And then there's a nice flex in the forefoot as well. There's a lot of caging, which doesn't allow for a lot of heel compression as far as the entire midsole goes. But this cushion is soft enough to where it didn't feel clunky or anything in the heel. So heel to toe transition was very fluid for me. And then segueing into the cushion, they're using full length boom. And boom is incredibly the sexy time for your feet. This has to be one of my favorite cushion technologies. So it looks pretty similar to Boost, but then I feel like it's more lightweight, and Li-Ning just does it better than Boost. Like Adidas, they put a very hard strobo board, they cage it up like crazy, and you can't really feel the Boost cushioning underneath your foot that much, like in a lot of their models. But in the models I tried with Li-Ning, look at how thick this cushion is. Like, this cushion is so damn thick that it just feels so comfortable. And also another thing about this cushion is that I can feel the cushion underneath my foot, like in the forefoot and in the heel. It's just like really plush, very soft. There's a nice subtle bounce to it. And when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it because there's just so much caging here in the heel and on the lateral side. Probably not gonna be able to feel the cushion that much, but you can definitely feel it. And I'm sure the caging was very smart, because I think if the caging wasn't there, it would probably be a little too soft, and you'd probably feel a little unstable as well. So yeah, it's a very comfortable cushion. It had incredible step and comfort, and has everything that I want in a cushion. You know, impact protection is really, really nice. It's soft, it has a nice little bounce, it's plush. Cord feel is actually pretty nice. Like in the forefoot, it's pretty low to the ground. I wouldn't say it's the lowest I've ever felt, but it's still good in the forefoot. The heel is where it gets a little bit higher, and then I can definitely feel there's a little bit of an offset, but it definitely has good cord feel. So it's definitely one of my top 5, top 3 favorite cushion setups that you can get in a basketball shoe right now. It's incredible. And if you guys haven't tried Boom Cushion from Li-Ning, you guys definitely have to try it out. The Wow 8 has it, and the Li-Ning Ushuai 13 Premium has it. Alright, moving on to the materials. So in the forefoot and basically throughout the entire upper, they're using a Cordura fabric. And Cordura fabric is known for being very, very durable. It's one of those materials where if there's a rip in it, it doesn't continue to rip, and it doesn't like fray where the rip is. I believe it's using like military gear and camping gear. That's how you know it's really durable. It has that rugged, durable type of feel to it, but it's also not very thick, which I like. You know, it has a pretty good thickness to me, to where it gets really soft, but then like it's a material that feels very supportive, like doesn't stretch at all, but it conforms to your foot really well. Of course, you have a forefoot strap, which we'll get into in fit. You have these plastic circles, and there's 4 plastic circles on the shoe. It's kind of supposed to replace the BOA lacing system, which they couldn't get the licensing for in the US, but in China they can use it. And that's kind of a disappointment, because I really like BOA. It's very easy and very convenient. But you know, laces, not bad. They've been using it for a really long time. And then the tongue is a foam back mesh upper. It's pretty damn stretchy, which I really like. And it's a half booty construction tongue, meaning the tongue extends into the forefoot, which gives you a better overall one-to-one fit. And the tongue doesn't like move around while you're playing, so you don't have to constantly adjust the fit of the tongue. And then here in the ankle area, you can see this pink part, which is very well padded. It's a really nice quality material, very soft, and there's a lot of padding here right behind your Achilles. So as far as the materials go, they didn't skimp out on quality or anything anywhere on this shoe. And then on foot, when you're playing, the materials feel really, really nice, supportive and all that. As far as the fit goes, it runs a little long. So you can go down half a size, but it also runs really narrow and tight in the forefoot area. So as far as the fit goes in the forefoot area, it was really, really snug for me at first, but then this Cordura fabric actually stretches out a little bit. So you have a little bit of wiggle room in the forefoot area. But one thing that never really went away from me is this part. It's this little foam piece right here. Hurt my foot so much when I was playing, and I couldn't figure out why, but then I finally figured it out recently. Like for some reason, I cannot tighten this part of the laces. Like this part of the shoe, if I tighten at all, this will really, really hurt the side of my foot. So I can't tighten like the first 2 eyelets at all. I just keep it very, very loose, and I just like tighten the last 2 eyelets here. And that's good for me. And of course, if you want to adjust the tightness as well, you have this strap, which actually goes underneath the upper, and it's attached to an elastic strap, which actually tightens on your forefoot very, very well. So as I broke it in, the fit got really good for me, but the only thing that was kind of uncomfortable for me was this part right here, but I did fix it. And as far as putting on the shoe, it's very, very easy. You have a very high heel tab. Just slide your foot in, the tongue stretches out very much, and then the tongue also stretches over your foot, which feels nice. As far as support and lockdown goes, the lateral containment is incredible. I had no doubts that this shoe is going to be very, very good for lateral containment. Like you have this plastic part, you have this foam, you have this strap. The material is very sturdy and very supportive. So your foot is not going anywhere outside of the shoe. It's laterally contained. Also, the lateral stability is very good. You have an outrigger, and it's a low and wide base. So I felt laterally stable, and the actual ankle support is really good. And like this plastic part makes this part of the shoe pretty rigid. Like for example, there's some shoes that that come up pretty high on the ankle, like the Jordan 34, but then it's a really thin and pretty easy moving material. So it like the ankle support wasn't very good. This plastic part helps to stabilize the material, and even though it doesn't go up very high on the ankle support was actually pretty good. One thing I didn't like about this shoe was how high this ankle part is. So I wish it was like 2 to 3 centimeters lower. when I'm jumping, like doing this type of movement, this would kind of go into my Achilles a little bit. One really good thing is that it's very well padded. There's no sharp edges or anything, so it wasn't painful like the Converse All-Star Pro BB was for me, but it was still uncomfortable, and I definitely notice it when I'm playing, when I'm jumping, when I'm going up for a jump shot. So that's just one thing that I kind of noticed. It wasn't a deal breaker or anything. It was more of just a nuisance. All right, moving on to the weight. If I remember correctly, the shoe was very heavy. Yes, 15.63 ounces. It's a pretty damn heavy shoe. Does it feel heavy? It feels pretty heavy. It feels very sturdy and very well made. Like a really quality product. But I feel like they did a little too much. Like with this plastic, you know, with all this padding, like this back panel and all that. It didn't really seem like they were trying to shed any weight off of this shoe. I feel like they were prioritizing like making the shoe sturdy and all that. So I guess in the next iteration, if they could just like, you know, ease up on everything, like make the shoe a little bit lighter, that'd be awesome. But one thing about this shoe was that it's really, really responsive. Like the traction is really good on a clean court. If you constantly wipe, you're good to go. Cushion is responsive. Support and lockdown is all good there. So you feel really quick and like pretty light on your feet. It's just like you'll notice the shoe. As far as the step and comfort goes, incredibly comfortable. You're gonna be able to walk around in the shoe all day. The boom cushion and the material are very, very comfortable. Durability wise, I mean, it's really good. If you're doing any type of toe drags, this rubber part will guard, I guess, this toe part from toe drags. And then the rubber seems very durable. Also, another good thing about the boom cushion is that it doesn't seem like it bottomed out at all. It still feels really, really soft. And then the material and all that, you guys already know. This shoe will probably last you a really long time indoors as well as outdoors. Ventilation, this shoe is pretty damn hot. The material is fairly thick and you have a lot of padding throughout the entire shoe. Not a lot of ventilation or anything. Aesthetically, this shoe is incredible. Like Li-Ning, whoever's designing Li-Ning shoes needs a raise because they're coming up with some really, really dope designs on the shoes. Like the WOW 8, the All City 8, the Usually 13 Premium, they all look incredible. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, I fully enjoyed playing in the shoe. There's just two minor things that I mentioned in the video that I didn't really like about the shoe, which was the weight and like this high ankle part right here. But like I said, those weren't like deal breakers, and I still really enjoyed playing this, and the shoe will definitely be in my rotation. So is it worth the price tag? 220 bucks? I don't really think so, because like no shoe's really worth 220 bucks, because you can get a really good performer for like 110, 120, even 150 bucks. But like if you really want quality, there's this carbon fiber clip. The materials and just like the craftsmanship of the shoe is incredible. Like Nike isn't even making shoes this nice, you know? Yeah, so if you're balling, you have a lot of money, you want an incredible performer, and you want an incredible product, the WOW 8 is an incredible option. So yeah, that concludes my review on the WOW 8. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.